Okay, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be part of this event, and happy to be presenting Charge Network here. I'm not sure if you can see my slides because I cannot see them on the screen. Oh yeah, okay. As I said, Charge Network was established 3 years ago, and basically our mission is to foster the adoption of electric vehicles by providing software tools for EV charging station owners. Next slide, please. As you all know, we are living through a huge transition, and basically we are transitioning from centralized electrical distribution systems to decentralized ones, where the consumption and production of energy will be happening, in the modular systems and totally decentralized. Next slide, please. And basically, this will affect the way the energy is produced and distributed, but also, the electric mobility will play a very focal part of it. So the way energy is distributed today via gas stations is going to be replaced with a very dense and charging infrastructure. And the way we use cars will be changed with car sharing projects and autonomous driving. And actually the electrical grid system will be the one which is affected the most. And this is led by solar and wind energy, which is already cheaper than other alternatives. And here, very important part of the role is for electric cars, because electric car is basically a battery on wheels, and the good thing about it is that it can take the energy from one place where it is produced, for example, solar, and distribute it to another place where it is consumed by a consumer. So there is a new technology of vehicle-to-grid already available in the market, where basically car can deliver the energy back to the grid system. In this way, helping to balance the load. So this whole transition is basically creating many new problems, and to solve these problems, there is ample of opportunities for startups to arise. So next slide, please. So we as a startup, we're concentrating on two problems in the market, particularly in e-mobility sector. And the problem number one, the basic one in the market, is how do you collect payments automatically for the charging station that you just installed? And now the second problem is related to insufficient electric output capacity in the cities. Next slide, please. So we basically build a two-sided SaaS platform to solve the automatic payment problem. So driver has a smartphone app where he can see all the stations on the map. He can select one, he can approach it, initiate charging session, end it with the press of the button. And when the session is done, payment is basically deducted from his card. So much like Uber experience. On the station owner's dashboard site, station owner can spend 2-3 minutes to add new station to the system, and that's all he needs. He sets up the price he wants to charge for the service provided, and end of the month he just checks how many transactions have happened. We do have many different functionalities, how to give different pricing for different groups of people. How to manage fleets, how to remotely control the station. So basically, we're providing the tool to operate charging station remotely. Could you please turn on the next slide? Now, the second problem in the market is probably much more interesting, and the basic reason for that is that our cities and the electrical infrastructure was not built thinking about the millions of electric cars running and charging in different locations. So if you think about the building in a particular location, would it be an office building? Would it be, a library? Would it be an apartment association, housing building? it will have a problem of limited capacity. You may be able to install 1 or 2 or 3 destination chargers in the location, but at some point you will with the growth of electric cars, you will need to install 5, 10, or maybe 20 destination chargers in the location. So the one way to go around this problem is to install a new transformator, which costs hundreds of thousands of euros and takes half a year, and it's a very complicated project. But this problem of insufficient capacity can be partially solved or fully solved with the software. So basically, with a cloud system, we can manage the speed of charging depending on how many users are using multiple chargers at the same time. So if we have a limited capacity, we may install 2 destination chargers and not worry about the limit. But then many users will not be able to charge because of the limited number of chargers. Otherwise, we can install 10 or 20 chargers with the same capacity and dynamically balance the load. So basically, with our solution, you are able to sell the same, to sell 2-3 times smaller electricity with the same output, and you are able to serve 5 to 10 times more EV drivers in the same location. And we just received the grant to develop a very special user experience, because think about the apartment building. Everybody is coming to charge at 6 p.m. After the working hours, and let's say some of the drivers, they want to charge as fast as possible for the next couple of hours and get back to the road. Maybe they're driving Uber, and the next driver, he only needs a full battery the next morning, and he can wait for these next 2 hours not to be charged. Whereas the third driver, maybe he comes with a 70% battery already charged up, and he's not planning the trip next morning, but he would be willing to add some energy during the night when the tariff is half the price compared to the evening tariff. So we are putting the logic which will help all of these different needs of the drivers to be fit, having in mind the limited resource available. Next slide, please. The business case for destination chargers is really great, because you're basically selling the electricity at 2, 3, and sometimes 400% markup. In Norway, they are today selling electricity which costs 12 cents per kilowatt hour. They are selling it for 50 cents per kilowatt hour, and it's still cheaper to run an electric car compared to the gas car. And now, if you install a destination charger with an investment of around 2,000 euros, you may earn 2,500 during the first year if you serve only 1 car during the day for 4 hours. So let's say you're charging up half a battery of Tesla every day. So it's a very good business case. The only question is, when do we have enough of electric cars on the roads? Next slide, please. So we are offering a software solution, and our business model is a software as a service. We do provide a freemium service for those customers who just want to see statistics of how many charges have happened on their charging stations and maybe settle the payments offline. But if they want to automate the payment system, then we charge 10 euros per station per month and a transaction fee. And if they do need a dynamic load balancing system, we charge 20 euros per month per station. Next slide, please. So we are basically tailoring our solution for apartment associations, because half of the population in Europe live in a big apartment houses, and all of these houses will need to install multiple stations in their parking lots. And all of these buildings basically have a limited electric power supply. Thus, there is a need for dynamic load balancing. And we are spreading we're creating a network of distributors. So we are working with electrical installation companies, which is helping to sell us our software solution. Next slide. We have competitors in this area. There are companies like Zaptec in Norway, EVBox in Netherlands, but they're basically offering the hardware together with the software, whereas we are hardware agnostic and we can integrate any new hardware solution which comes to the market. Every few months, there is a newer and better charging station available, and we just simply add it to make it compatible with our software solution. Next slide, please. We are a team of 3 today. We received some funding from venture capital companies, Smart Energy Fund in Lithuania, Startup Wise Guys Accelerator, and some angel investors. Next slide, please. On the side, we are running a business of e-commerce business, which helps us create the network of distributors for the software. And actually, the side business is working very well because the industry of e-mobility is growing very, very fast. It's very dynamic, and we have felt subsidies coming in to the market from the beginning of summer this year. Our sales have skyrocketed compared to the beginning of the year. Next slide, please. We're looking how to scale our solution, and we're looking how to use different business models. We're planning to sell a charger as a service, meaning that the customer would get everything, the hardware solution and the software in one package, and he would not need to bother how the system works. Everything will be made for him. We're looking for the different systems to solve a little bit, looking at the problem a little bit more broadly than the others. So we are looking how to match parking owners who have a vacant parking lots which would be available for EV charging. But they do not know when it's going to be profitable to actually install the charger in the place. And we're looking for some peer-to-peer funding solutions as well. So this industry is very interesting, and as already mentioned, there is a very big need to integrate with the local energy suppliers. There is a need to balance the load on the building level. There is a need to balance the load with demand response flexibility feature, let's say, with the grid operators. And there are some other opportunities coming with the mentioned vehicle-to-grid technology and balancing with the local battery going down the years when the battery is affordable to be able to keep and store the energy which is produced by solar or wind and charge it up to the cars or to be used in the buildings. Next slide. Yeah, so we are now raising money to be able to scale to other markets. So far, we've been very happy to get some private funding as well as some help from small governmental grants. So we've been part of Climate Kits. We received some local grants from Lithuanian Agency for Innovation and Science, and we're moving and growing our company and the network of our distributors. So thank you very much for your attention, and would be happy to answer any questions if there are some.
Rokas, thanks very much for that sort of comprehensive overview. So we've probably got time for one quick question. If anyone's got anything from the floor, I have got one through Slido, a couple through Slido, but if anyone's got anything live here? Nope. So in terms of kind of the challenges around EV infrastructure, what are the biggest challenges for EV infrastructure implementation?
Well, basically, the access to the resource. So to be able to install an EV charging station, you have to have an access to a parking lot. So somebody is operating that parking lot, and the challenge is how do you connect him with a business? How do you teach him about the opportunity to earn from the EV charging service? Not every parking lot operator is an EV believer, and he's not everyone is willing to invest today. So we have to find a way how to connect him with maybe infrastructure investors, or at least teach him with a possibility to be participant in this very fast-paced and very promising market.
Great. Rokas, thank you so much. Great to have you join us live, and we look forward to, in due course, meeting you in person. So, Rokas, thank you very much. Charge Network App.
Thank you.